We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
The infamous Grassy Knoll. Who knows? The Grassy Knoll knows. Hi, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast where we get the mind-blowing shots. I am your host, Detective Double D. Joining me on the scene, we have the man with the umbrella, Mr. Williams. What's good, homie?
What's up? This is awesome. There's so many people here. It's good to be down here.
It's been 58 years, man. 58 years since that day of November 22nd, 1963. It happened around 12:30 around this time. JFK was coming down this one street of Elm Street, I believe. And was assassinated, man. Shots rang out. I believe 3 shots, and I think the first one missed him, second one got him, and Conley, the other gentleman that was in the car, and then the third shot was the fatal shot. We're actually right in front of the fatal shot right now. Mr. Williams, being a Dallas native, what are your thoughts, man, growing up here about this thing that happened back then?
It's crazy. You know, they always say when you live somewhere, you never go anywhere until relatives come to town. But this is only my 3rd time coming to this memorial, and it's pretty eye-opening, really and truly. And things have changed architecturally quite a bit, so the scene isn't really the same as it was back in the 60s. But I mean, to this day, 58 years later, I mean, there's at least 2 or 3 dozen people here just in memoriam going around, you know, talking to people. There's people doing tours. So obviously this is still, you know, it resonates with people, man. People still, you know, they want to believe.
Yeah, man. And what is it that they believe? You think Lee Harvey Oswald was a lone gunman? You think there was multiple shooters here at this scene?
Oh, there had to be multiple shooters. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, if you just watch the Zapruder film and all the, the bullet trajectory, there's no way. I mean, it had to be a second, if not a third shooter. Lee Harvey Oswald was actually a really good marksman, so he could definitely pull that off, but there's no way that it was just him by himself. I don't believe that at all.
Well, man, from what I heard too, like, he didn't even know what happened. I guess he wasn't even arrested for the assassination of the president. I believe he was arrested for killing an officer outside of a theater 45 minutes later after the assassination. But I guess when they were interviewing him, they were telling him what he was being charged with, and he I guess from what I heard, he was not aware of what he was being charged with.
Yeah, he was just screaming, I'm a patsy, you know, all this stuff. But I think he did shoot him, because he had so many ties back to Russia. He lived in Russia for a little bit, was trying to be a communist, everything else, and then came back to America. I think he actually got kicked out of Russia. They fucking kicked his ass out and said, we don't want
He was there in training, yeah.
Yeah, they said, we don't want you here, so they fucking kicked his ass out and sent him back here. And I think he held a grudge from then on, and really wanted to make a name for himself, I guess. I don't know, dude. I mean, who knows? I really don't know, to be honest with you, man. But I don't think it was just a lone gunman situation. That's one thing I can say pretty certain.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess, yeah. But why did he do it? Was it because of a domestic or a foreign threat?
Nobody's gonna know why. No one knows. The only people that know why is the government, man. You know, to this day, they're supposed to release declassified material regarding this assassination, but when it comes out, a lot of it's going to be blacked out. So there's only going to be maybe 20% of the information that's actually usable. It's not going to shed light on anything. It's really not.
Yeah, and there's a reason why all that shit's being redacted too. All that stuff being blacked out, names, events. There's no written recording of Oswald's interview too. The protocol, like, do you think, man, that somebody, why would you come down this street in an open limousine, a Lincoln limousine, open top, with I don't know how many people are in this area?
Well, I mean, dude, no one got that was like the first, aside from Abraham Lincoln, but
no, there's 3 presidents before him that were assassinated.
Who?
Garfield, McKinley, and Lincoln.
Oh shit, that I didn't know. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they just thought it was Dallas. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Speaking of Lincoln, there's a lot of weird coincidences between JFK and Abraham Lincoln. I'll drop it right here. And yeah, man, that shit's tripped out. But other than that, let me see. The thing is, man, about this situation, and you just mentioned it right now, I don't think it would ever be disclosed. I don't think no official story would ever come out, like what really happened, who was involved, and why.
No. I mean, we'll never know the truth, But everybody knows that. Everybody knows the government assassinated John F. Kennedy because he was shedding light on secret societies and the military-industrial complex, and just he was, and they couldn't have that. The people that were, wanting the NWO, the New World Order, they couldn't have that. So they fucking killed his ass.
The deep state? There was a deep state then, and probably, there's a deep state now. Yeah, something's involved. That's what I personally believe too. Something with our own government, probably, because there's our own government. There was things going on. We were in a Cold War with Russia. I think he was trying to pull us out of Vietnam too. So you gotta think, war. It's people make money off of war and shit. So you're fucking with people's money, I guess. So
nothing is more profitable than war. Period.
And that I could see him trying to put an end to that, stop to that. I could see why it'd be like a sacrificial lamb.
They got to make an example out of somebody, and that was kind of the example they set. And the thing is like, it's exactly that. They killed him to set an example for anybody else in the future, let hey, if you fuck around, you're gonna find out.
That's why it happened right here, right out in the open.
Perfect, man. Right there. That's crazy, dude. Out in the open, on TV. I mean, they even had people recording it. They still have the Zapruder film to this day, man.
Which is worth, from what I heard, the government bought it for like $16 million, bro. Crazy.
Well, yeah, man.
The thing is, let's get into some, 2 days later, Lee Harvey Oswald was being escorted out of I forgot where, and Jack Ruby came in, shot him. And that's crazy, bro. For someone just to do that, right? Talking about on TV.
Well, the thing was that Jack Ruby was a nightclub owner, and what they said was Jack Ruby was always wanting to be the big swinging dick in the room. So he was always a guy that would tell stories and embellish and do this and that. So, a lot of people, there's so many different conspiracies regarding if Jack Ruby was involved, if he was compromised, whatever the fuck was going on. But they said the reason why he did it was just out of passion, but also really and truly he wanted to be that guy. Jack Ruby was synonymous for just embellishing stories and just being a wild man. So it's not too shocking that he did that. And then didn't he die in prison or some shit?
Yeah, I think like 4 years later, died of cancer or something like that, some complications. And I think there's recording of him too saying something like about what happened that day, and the world will never know. It's just only he knows or some shit, But who knows? But it's just crazy how so much shit went down within those few days, you know? I don't know how people can keep a secret for that long. It's like that saying, man, 3 people can keep a secret and 2 of them were dead. Who knows? So let's talk about a few more little crazy, kooky conspiracies involving with JFK's assassination. There's some other people that were the alleged shooter. Supposedly, there was the Umbrella Man. They say he had some kind of contraption in the umbrella that probably let out some shots or phased him, so he could just be stunned. So when the shots can get in. I don't know. That's a crazy one, man.
Yeah, no, that one doesn't make any sense. I mean, they have had guns, and I mean, look at all the old James Bond movies. I mean, they had guns, you know, that look like briefcases. There's the fucking police right now. You know, umbrella guns, all that stuff. So I wouldn't be too surprised, but just the reliability of that, you know, especially with the technology back in that day. I think they were probably using rifles, really and truly. But I mean, you know, if it did happen this time of year, and it is beautiful weather right now, beautiful weather. So I don't know why people would need an umbrella. That's just kind of the weird part.
Yeah, there was no rain that day. It was a sunny day. From what I heard later, it was a protest. He was protesting for something. Somebody used an umbrella, wore an umbrella, or had an umbrella, and he was paying homage to it or something. I don't know what the fuck. But it was in protest against something, I guess. So they say. Also, they said maybe Jackie O was the alleged gunman. I don't know, man. That's kind of that's a crazy one too.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
That she was planted by the CIA to take him out. Her own hubby. Maybe because it was that involvement with Marilyn Monroe, you know?
Mr. President.
Live and let be, live and let die.
I guess, man. I mean, I doubt it. That's probably the more wild ones that I've ever heard. That just doesn't. There's no dots you can connect at that. So.
And also the driver of the vehicle. I guess someone said if you look at that video, the Zapruder film, you can actually kind of see him move a gesture over his hand. Possibly it was a gun. I don't know, man. That film's so fucking grainy. It's so hard to tell anything. I mean, I don't know. I just think, I think there had to be somebody in Dealey Plaza and then somebody on the Grassy Knoll. So. Yeah, man, who knows? I just know that, from what I read, there was a poll conducted that discovered up to 80% of Americans still suspect there was a plot or a cover-up with the assassination of JFK.
I think most people believe that in regards to a lot of things the government does, truth be told. But I believe it. I think if you ask anybody, you ask anybody down here, they'll definitely agree. I would definitely believe 80% of Americans would for sure.
Oh, show. I don't know, man. It's crazy. A president. It got to a president, man. Like, why would you even want to be fucking president, knowing some shit like this could happen to you? Like, for reals, what message does this send little boys and girls? And whatever you want to call them.
Also 60 years ago, so people are still wanting to be the president. Because I don't know how much it would necessarily really hasn't impacted anything. So at least I don't think. I don't want to be president. I think all that power is too much.
I don't know. I also heard JFK was trying to get he was looking into UFO files too. He wanted some UFO disclosure, and I think they were kind of getting to him. That was a possibility of his assassination too, I heard.
Just fucking stop. Yeah, we're right here chilling on the Grassy Knoll, just watching cars go by. There's a fuck ton of people here, man. I don't know anything about the UFOs, but I mean, he was wanting to release all the information, and the government couldn't have that, man. They capped his ass 100%, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we were dealing with the Cuban Missile Crisis, Operation Northwood. To think, man, they were trying to set shit up for us to invade Cuba. You know what I mean? There was all this speculation that Cuba, maybe Fidel Castro was involved, and or the mob even. You know what I mean? The mob was after his ass. I don't know, man. It seems like he had a lot of enemies, bro. And truth be told, you know, that day, man, who knows, man? They could have all been here in town that day, plotting to kill and shit.
Yeah, they very well could have.
All right, well, let's wrap it up right here for Conspiracy Dummy. We're gonna go get some grub in this neighborhood somewhere, maybe Hooters or some shit. I don't know what's around here, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Any last words before we head out, Mr. Williams?
It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be a Texan, and I don't know, man. I don't think we'll ever find a conclusion to this. So it is what it is. But I hope all y'all still try to find the truth out there.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna light up a fucking joint in this little area.
Are you retarded?
Heads or tails? Heads, we light up. Tails, we bounce. It's a 50-cent piece. Do one more time.
Third time's the charm.
We bounce. Tails. Tails never fails. We'll go blaze at the headquarters. Conspiracy Dummy headquarters. Peace out. Peace. You know who knows other than the Grassy Knoll? Brandon.
Yeah, let me tell you something about JFK, bro. You know what? You know, the shit's crazy. Look, here's what I do know. I think a lot of people don't even have an idea about the multiple gun thing and the bullets and the really deep kind of conspiracies that we all kind of get into. But I think most people, right, like, they think that something weird is going on with his assassination, right? You know, and it's just like you look at, you know, who do people put in the category all the time, right? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and John F. Kennedy, right? They're kind of like, especially black people, you know, they fuck with JFK, and he's arguably the best president we've ever had, right? Arguably.
True.
Made some mistakes, stuff like that, but I think he was actually pretty genuine. Like an actual genuine president, right?
Yeah.
So why is it that the three people that were around in that time all get murked? You know, like I said, so regardless of if you know about the multiple guns, which, you know, I'm not sure about that. There has to be. Look, whatever bullet they have, we know that that's not the bullet that, if you've ever shot a gun and looked at a fucking bullet that's gone through anything, you would know that that's not the casing that actually hit him, you know? So, yeah, of course, something weird has happened, and I think eventually we will hear the truth because we are living in the age
Of information.
And look, furthermore, I was gonna say transparency, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be transparent about shit because everything comes to the light now with phones and whatnot, right? So yeah, I think some weird shit went on. I think that he got killed for reasons of, you know, kind of the same reason that JFK and Martin Luther King got killed, and the same reason why there's no other people around that are like them and that there probably will ever be like them, because people that take a step out like that and put themselves out there get fucking killed. Because the people that are actually running shit don't want leaders, real leaders running around here. So they get rid of people like JFK and other people that will follow them.
Yeah, man. For sure.
That's all I gotta say about that.
All you gotta say about that.
They fucking murked the leaders.
They murked the leaders, and yeah, man, it's the granddaddy of all conspiracies.
Yeah.
Truth be told, and
like, if they get rid of JFK, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, come on, bro. That's all they need. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Thoughts, Mr.
We'll be
Williams?
stuck.
Couldn't get rid of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh shit! Damn! Fuck all that noise.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
If you are awaiting a finding of clear and present danger, then I can only say that the danger has never been more clear, and its presence has never been more imminent. It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.